Hi everyone, this is Divya Thakkar, the editor at Humans of EV, and today we have sat down again with yet another voice shaping India's green future. Professor Jyothsna Tirunagari, the national spokesperson of the Telugu Desam Party, a fierce advocate for clean energy, innovation, and people first governance. What she shared was bold, ambitious, and game changing. She spoke about transforming energy consumers into producers, delivering 24/7 rural electrification through solar grids, and developing a state where every citizen is a stakeholder in sustainability. A 500 crore e-mobility fund and 250 crore green tech fund for all clean tech startups. The infrastructure, DC fast chargers every 30 kilometers by 2026 with real-time dashboards, smart payment systems, and community charging grants. She also shared plans for EV innovation zones, global academic tie-ups, and positioning Andhra Pradesh as a global green growth engine. With initiatives like Mana Power, Mana Planet, and Green Gram, Green Nagar, the state isn't just going green, it's going grassroots. For Srinara Chandrababu Naidu and Professor Tirunagari, it's a mission to embed sustainable mobility, clean energy into every layer of government. Andhra Pradesh is ready to lead, powered by its innovation, equity, and people. Don't miss this conversation because the future isn't waiting, and neither are they. So, hello everyone. I am Divya, your host for the Fireside Chat with Divya by Humans of EV. Today, we have the privilege of speaking with Mrs. Jyothsna Tirunagari, the dynamic spokesperson of the Telugu Desam Party. With deep understanding and passion for public engagement, she plays a pivotal role in shaping the party's vision and outreach. We're here to discuss Andhra Pradesh's ambitious push towards electric vehicles, alternative energy sources, exploring the state's strategies, challenges, and vision for a cleaner, more sustainable future. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for having me here.
Starting with the first question. So, Andhra Pradesh's clean energy policy targets close to half of its power capacity from renewables by 2030 and a net zero vision by 2070. What is TDP's vision for ensuring that the state not only meets but exceeds these targets? And how do you see Andhra Pradesh leading India's clean energy transition?
In fact, at the outset, thank you so much for having me on the show
You're very well.
because it definitely gives us an opportunity, to speak about our vision, basically the vision for the state of Andhra Pradesh and vision for green energy and renewable energy. Now, for your question, Divya, I would say that our ambition goes far beyond compliance. It's just not mere compliance for us. We think of what is further to that, because we have visionary leader Srinara Chandrababu Naidu Garu as our chief minister. Under his visionary leadership, we are positioning Andhra Pradesh to be the clean energy capital of southern part of India, South Asia. In fact, we are thinking of it on a very very huge angle. It's just not India for us. We are thinking of the southern, the clean energy capital for South Asia. That's what we think of. Now, our integrated clean energy policy 2024 that we have got it last year lays out a transformative roadmap, I would say, to almost I can say we are targeting about 160 gigawatts of renewables, including 78.5 gigawatt solar, 35 gigawatt wind, and 47 gigawatt of storage by 2047. So by 2029 alone, we are aiming for almost 72 gigawatts. So imagine the scope of work that we are doing. And also, we are de-risking projects for investors through land banks, tax holidays, and also ease of doing business reforms. Obviously, when Mr. Naidu is there as the chief minister, ease of doing business, the in thing for the state. Now, the Green Energy Corridor, which is a 28,000 crore infrastructure push, will ensure grid evacuation from Rayalaseema's renewables to the coast green hydrogen hubs. Why am I telling you this is? See, we are showcasing the scope for the state of Andhra Pradesh. And also, we are not just producing clean power, we are exporting it as well. So, as electricity, as hydrogen, and in fact, as opportunity. Now, Andhra Pradesh is home to India's first green hydrogen blending project and a $1.3 billion green ammonia MOU is signed with Germany's Select Energy. So these are all something that's happening in the state for the past 1 year. Our end game is energy sovereignty for India, powered by Andhra Pradesh. As simple as that.
That sounds really great. I think the state under the guidance of Mr. Chandrababu Naidu is doing really well in terms of this sector. So my next question to you is the electric vehicle ecosystem about that. So the state's EV policy aims to make Andhra Pradesh a hub for EV innovation and production.
Yes.
So how does TDP plan to address the current gap in the charging infrastructure, which is a huge concern for people, moving towards the adoption of electric vehicles, and ensure that the ecosystem supports, this adoption well?
To be very precise, we are actually tackling with this challenge very systematically. I would say we are approaching very systematically. Our approach is very systematic. Our EV policy 4.0 mandates a charging station every 3 kilometers, every 30 kilometers on highways, and every I think 3 by 3 kilometers in cities. So almost we are having a very systematic approach to it. Now again, beyond mandates, we are rolling out fiscal and infrastructure support, capital subsidies, tariff discounts, and plug and play charging infrastructure, which is very, very crucial for the ecosystem to develop for EV. You understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Now, tier 2 and tier 3 towns are not an afterthought. We offer viability gap funding to entrepreneurs to establish charging points at petrol stations, I would say kirana stores, and even public spaces. And in fact, those sort of small bunch of hotels that actually have much influx and much fleet there. So we are all trying to explore opportunities, explore options there. And now again, we are also introducing a state level EV mobility app for real-time charger status and billing. So by 2029, Andhra Pradesh will host over nothing less than 5,000 charging stations, accessible, reliable, and future ready. So by this is our target by 2029.
So it's not just about tackling the range anxiety with people. It's also about making sure that the whole system is working well.
See, for anything to work well and anything to go, be in the long run to be very successful and efficient, Divya, I believe there should be a proper ecosystem for that. See, even when Mr. Naidu was the chief minister in the 90s for the United Andhra Pradesh, he thought of a very well scripted ecosystem for the state. We got IT for the state, we got beautiful educational reforms in the state. So everything that could make it a more, friendly state for investors and also for the people. So that's how we go about in our execution part.
A very strategic and consolidated approach. So, coming to the next question. So, the public transport electrification, right? The government plans to fully electrify the APSRTC fleet.
Yes.
So, can you share insights on how you will facilitate this transition and what challenges do you anticipate in scaling up the public transportation electrification?
Yes, the first thing that I would say is the APSRTC fleet electrification is one of India's most ambitious clean transport projects. Divya. I would very clearly state that. And now we have already started with almost 1,050 e-buses under the PM e-bus Seva scheme. And also our roadmap includes phasing out almost 12,000 plus diesel buses by 2029 and replacing them with electric ones. This is our future plan. Now, coming to challenges, I would say challenges like high upfront costs are mitigated through PPP model, which we are trying a lot, and then we have central funding from the center. We have several schemes, Pradhan Mantri E-Drive Yojana, and you have several schemes like that. And then again, energy efficient charging depots. So we have a you know definitely the challenges are there, but we are trying to nullify and mitigate them with the avenues that we have got. As I said, central funding, as I said, PPP models, and as I said, an energy efficient charging depots. Now we are also training the APSRTC staff and mechanics in EV operations and maintenance, which is the need of the hour. So just merely getting the buses and putting them on the fleet is not going to help. The ground level staff who should be very, very accustomed with it. They are the ones who actually deal with the day in and day out challenges there. So definitely we are training them in terms of operations and also maintenance, which is very, very crucial. Now, with 12 charging depots being built and a performance-based contracting model, APSRTC is set to become India's first fully electric public bus network. Clean, modern, and efficient.
That sounds really good. And I think what you've pointed out is really right. That, people on the ground level that are actually operating or going through these things, it's very important to train them because yes, it is not, it is people have been in their comfort zone for quite a while now, using the regular ICE vehicles. So when it comes to electric vehicles, again, it's going to be a change for them. And I think training is something that they would really need at this point of time.
Yes, yes, yes.
So now we know that TDP has a history of focusing on rural electrification through renewable sources. So how do you see solar and wind energy playing a role in ensuring energy access for all, especially in remote areas?
As you rightly quoted, rural electrification through renewables is not merely a policy for us. It's, I would say, a mission we want to accomplish, a mission we want to truly, reach our target there. Now, we are deploying solar microgrids in tribal belts and hilly terrains. Now, over 1,000 remote habitations will be solarized by 2026. That's the next year. So you can imagine the level of electrification, rural electrification we are doing with the renewables. Now, our farmers benefit from solar powered pumps with grid feed-in options there. Now, these decentralized systems offer stable 24 bar 7 access to clean power, I would say, and also which actually is turning energy consumers into producers. So they are just not merely consumers there, they are turning into producers. So now, wind farms in I would say the Rayalaseema part of the state, they support rural industries, create lease incomes for the people who own the land, and also power the local infrastructure, which is very, very crucial. Now, with every turbine and panel, we are ensuring that clean energy reaches the last mile. That's our target. So I hope, as I said, rural electrification is not merely, see, the rural electrification with renewables is not merely a policy or something that we try to implement. It's a mission we want to accomplish. And as I said, we have a holistic approach towards it. It's just not merely blindly going ahead and saying that, boss, we are doing this, we are doing that. No, we have a proper mechanism and we have a proper structural I would say execution of it.
Sounds great. So, with the push towards EVs and renewables, what strategies are in place to ensure that the workforce is prepared for new opportunities, and how will you support skill development and job creation in these sectors? Because again, the tech is ever evolving. There would be a lot of skilled people required to maintain and take care of all those things. So how do you think it is going to happen?
See, one thing is our policies are very dynamic. And as I said, we are launching a green hydrogen incentive scheme, almost expanding over. We are trying to expand our 500 crore e-mobility fund and introducing carbon credit trading mechanisms for early adopters. We are doing a lot of things, and also there is something called a zero bureaucracy desk that we have developed for the investors. Now, this is from the investor point of view perspective. Now, when we come to the job creation and actually building, skilling up, what I would say, skilling up. So that is something that we are really focusing on. I'll tell you the reason also. Now, we see clean energy not just as a climate solution, but also as an economic multiplier. We see it that way. So our policies are projected to create over, I would say, almost 7.5 lakh jobs in renewables, 1 lakh jobs in circular economy, and 25,000 jobs in EV clusters. So we have a clear target there. Now, we have launched the Green Innovation Mission and partnered with ITIs and universities to offer specialized courses in solar engineering, EV maintenance, battery technology, and hydrogen as well. So you understand how we have developing the ecosystem, as I said earlier. We are trying to create jobs and then skill up the people who are there in the state to match to the job requirements, to the job profiles. Now, every MOU that we sign, it includes a skilling clause.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, for example, you are coming up to sign an MOU with us. Then on obviously there is a skilling clause that's been put up in our MOU. So it's just not
Okay.
investment, it's just not creation of jobs for us. It's also, as I said, skill development for us. Now, our youth are being trained for the jobs of the future. So not just in India, but for the global green economy. So obviously, when we have such kind of things, definitely we are, I think, the most sought after clan in the entire world because we are the most skilled persons.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our target. As I said, we are partnering with universities, we are partnering with institutes, we are also partnering with the companies. So we are trying to create that environment where you get jobs, you are trained for those jobs, and then you become ready for the world to conquer the world.
All right. So I think that's again a good approach to, narrow down the skill gap that the industry right now is facing.
Yeah.
So, previously when we spoke about how you plan on expanding the charging networks, so how are you going to ensure that the charging infrastructure is accessible, reliable, particularly for the smaller towns and along the highways?
Okay. I would say we are deploying a two-pronged strategy there. One, urban density plus corridor connectivity, which is a
Okay.
two-pronged strategy for us. Now, by 2026, every 30 kilometers on a highway will have a DC fast charger. Every
Okay.
30 kilometers on a highway. And then cities will follow a hub and spoke model. So you understand, as I said, we are talking about the urban density and also the corridor connectivity. So by 2026, our target is to have DC fast charger for every 30 kilometers on the highway. And for cities, we are going to follow the hub and spoke model. Now, we are incentivizing the kirana shops, malls, parking lots, everywhere to host chargers. That's the need of TR, isn't it? So once we have more chargers, that's when you have the more fleet coming in.
That's true.
Now, we are also setting standards there. It's just not like we are just giving everyone the access there. We are setting the standards. Now, 97% uptime, smart payment systems, and real-time public dashboards. So we have already set our standards there. So this is what we are trying to do. Now with battery swapping pilots and community charging grants, we are building a network that's just not available, but it's dependable network. It's not like aaj hai kal nahi hai, aisa nahi hai. So we are trying to build a thing that is something that we can depend on in the future also. That's what is our motto. And as I said, this is a mission that we have taken for the state of Andhra Pradesh. We want to be the leaders. We want to be the leaders in this particular initiative.
So I think what you pointed out is actually very correct. So it's not just about the chargers being available. It's also about the reliability. Because you wouldn't want to end up getting to a fuel station
Yes,
for a nice vehicle and find no petrol there. So it's
yes,
gonna be the same for the charging stations as well. You reach there and if it's not working, it's a huge hassle for people. So I think the real-time dashboards are actually a very good thing to incorporate at the customer's end.
yes, yes. As I said, we are trying to, I think I would say go with the flow. Like, once we enter this in, that's the reason I said it is very dynamic for us. It's not like, yes, that policy hai, yes, that structure hai, usi structure se hum ja rahe hain. No, absolutely not. We are thinking in a very dynamic approach, and we know whatever comes in the way, whatever challenges that we are facing, we are ready to meet
Address
those
them and
challenges,
solve them.
address
Yeah.
them and meet those challenges as well.
All right, great. So, the EV policy grants for innovative mobility solutions. Again, the dynamism steps in here.
Hmm.
So, how is the party encouraging the R&D in alternative energy and electric mobility? And are there any plans to establish research hubs or partnerships with academic institutions?
Absolutely, yes. In fact, we have launched the 250 crore Andhra Green Tech Fund. We have already launched it. Andhra Green Tech Fund. It's 250 crore to support clean tech startups. That's our motto. Now, our in EV innovation zones in Amravati and one another in Vishakhapatnam offer labs, testing tracks, and seed capital as well. Now, we have academic tie-ups with IIT Tirupati, NIT Andhra, and global institutions in Germany and Japan, where we have these tie-ups as you rightly quoted for research and R&D and all that stuff. Now, from solid state battery research to green hydrogen electrolysis optimization, AP is funding frontier innovation. I can very proudly say that. Now, we believe climate solutions will come from engineers, scientists, and entrepreneurs, and our job is to empower them. That's what we do. We empower engineers, we empower scientists, and we empower entrepreneurs. That's the reason, as I said, we have a green tech fund which supports the clean tech startups. We have a beautiful tie-ups and very strong tie-ups with most of the academic institutions, the top-notch academic institutions in the I would say the entire world. I would say not just limited to Andhra Pradesh or any other country as such. As I said, we have tie-ups with Germany, we have tie-ups with Japan, the academic institutions there. Now, in fact, we also, I think I should quote this as well, Divya. We believe in cooperative federalism as well. So we have integrated with FAME2, we have integrated with National Hydrogen Mission, we have integrated with the PM E-Bus Seva. These are all integrated into our state strategy. Now, we work closely with NITI Aayog, we work closely with the Ministry of Power, we work closely with MNRE, and our MOU with ISEG Foundation and NITI for a state level energy transition roadmap is the first of its kind, I would say. No one else has done it till now. Now, private players are also our partners. So from Hero's hydrogen plant to Amar Raja's gigafactory, we co-create, we co-fund and co-develop. So not just project, but ecosystems is what, as I earlier quoted also, is what we are aiming at.
Sounds great. So I would really like to, just wrap up the session quickly with one last question from you without taking much of your time. So we know that Andhra Pradesh's policies emphasizes stakeholder engagement.
Yes.
So how does the party plan to involve citizens, businesses, local governments in the state's transition to electric vehicles and renewable energy?
Okay. I would say we have Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu as the Chief Minister for the state. So he always thinks of people first. That's his thought process. We have been seeing him, he's one of the most seasoned politicians. And for him, people come first, then politics, then anything else. So public participation is at the heart of our strategy. Our leader, because we as I said, our leader is the visionary leader. He thinks in a very, very innovative perspective. So for him, public participation is very, very crucial. It plays a more, I think, very pivotal role in this. Now, from rooftop solar subsidies to SH, the self-help group-led waste segregation to prosumer models for farmers. You can imagine, we are turning the citizens into stakeholders. That's our motto. So, as I said, every house which has got a rooftop solar panel there, it gets a subsidy. And also, as I said, let's assume there is an SHG, a self-help group, which says that we are going to lead the waste segregation here. We are going to do this particular project. They get subsidies out. So there is a lot of things that we are doing to make citizens the stakeholders. That's when we believe this becomes a most successful model and successful system, I would say. Now, every district has a green ambassador program. We have launched the Mana Power, Mana Planet. That means it is our power and our planet. Now, for this portal, Mana Power, Mana Planet portal is for citizens to track energy usage, apply for EV incentives, or join the climate co-ops. So you have a very, I think I would say, transparent system there. So you can check the energy usage, you can apply and all that stuff. Now, our upcoming, there is one other campaign that's upcoming for us. That is Green Gramam, Green Nagar. So we are talking about green village and green street there. Now, this will make villages and towns compete on sustainability metrics.
Okay.
This initiative of us, which is going to be launched very soon, we are going to be making the towns and villages compete on sustainability metrics. Now, this is not just, I would say this is not merely governance. As I said, it's
Okay.
we believe because we have taken it as a mission. So we believe it's a grassroots movement for a cleaner, smarter future. It's just not about Andhra Pradesh, or as I said, it's just not about India. It's about our future. Every citizen should get involved. That's our primary motto, and that's the reason today we have many initiatives taken from the state government, whether giving subsidies or whether making sure everybody is a part of it, and there is some sort of a accountability set on each and every person. It's not just, tomorrow I can't say, Jyothsna cannot say that, boss, I'm not involved. No, you can't say that. You are a stakeholder in that.
Yeah.
So that's how we are trying to build the ecosystem there, which is, I think, very crucial for any system to be efficient, to be reaching the grassroots. This is very important. Making everybody a stakeholder is very important.
I think then everyone has this sense of belonging and they work more towards it.
Yes.
Okay. So just a final thought. What would be that one thing that the party is doing towards the renewable energy sector and the electric, transition to the mobility? What is this one thing that really stands out with, the party's push? What is that one thing that you think is just the right thing that you're doing as compared to the other states, or let's say other countries for that matter?
As I said, we are being very dynamic there. I'll give you a small example. So here, when you ask as the party or as government, I'm just not speaking on behalf of our party or our state, I would say, but as a voice for a visionary movement. That's what I said. That's actually transforming Andhra Pradesh into India's green growth engine. That's our thought process. And under the leadership of Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, we are integrating clean energy, smart mobility, green hydrogen, and climate resilience into every layer of governance. That's our USP. So, as I reiterate myself, we are integrating smart, I would say clean energy, smart mobility, green hydrogen, and climate resilience into every layer of governance. So, this is not merely about transitioning away from the fossil fuels. It's not what we are doing. It's about leapfrogging into a future powered by innovation, equity, and sustainability. So we have a broader vision there. And
Brilliant.
when you ask me the USP, as I said, this is our USP that we are doing. We take it as a mission because our USP is Srinara Chandrababu Naidu garu. He is known for his work. He is known for his vision, and he is the one. When uh, I think when we are here, he's somewhere up there thinking of something very innovative. So that's the reason, there is a statement also which is always passed about him. They say what the world thinks tomorrow, Naiduji thinks today. He was the pioneer when it came for the biotech. He was the pioneer when it came for IT industry in United, Andhra Pradesh. He was the pioneer even when he was in the chief minister of Andhra Pradesh from 2014 to 19. Even then, he was the first person to talk about solar energy. He was the first person to talk about green energy. Even now, after coming back to power in 2024, we are the ones. Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu is the one who says that, see, the world is thinking of it in a very distant view, but for me that is the future. So we as a state should be leading it. So Andhra Pradesh is ready to lead, there's no doubt about it, but not just in India's green future, but in the global clean economy. We want to be the leaders for the global clean economy. That's our I would say aim, because we want to make the world a better place to live.
That's true. I think this one step ahead of the world approach that Sir has is commendable. I think that is how we are actually going to make this transition even faster. And
And
this is
and Divya, one last point, I think, which is very important even for the other states to understand. See, we are not just transitioning in Andhra Pradesh; we are actually leading. Now, our model that we have, it proves that green governance is not only possible. That's what we are doing. We are doing a green. We are having a green governance here. It's not
yes.
only possible, but it is profitable and people powered. That is very important because we are making sure that people are the stakeholders in this. So obviously, it is people-powered initiative, and also it is
Exactly.
profitable initiative. So we can't just merely see that it's just green governance. I don't know, ये possible है नहीं है. That's all a different this thing. We are the example. Andhra Pradesh, under the visionary leadership of Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, is the example for green governance. Is the example that green governance is possible. Not only it is
Possible
possible,
and
but
profitable.
profitable and people powered. So this is something that probably others can also learn from the state of Andhra Pradesh in terms of renewable energy, in terms of
Definitely.
green energy, in terms of
Definitely.
clean energy, smart mobility.
I think that's one great parting note that people can get out of this call, and the insights from you. It was really wonderful to have you on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.